All right, so there's no good workout without a good warm-up. And so in this warm-up, we're using the warm-up to assess our body, kind of feel how our body feels, feel where it's a little bit sticky or maybe sore or maybe tight, right? And just assess that and understand that, so when we start moving, we're not moving deeply into those areas of tightness, because obviously we want to stay away from injury as much as possible. And then warm-ups are just going to help mitigate injury anyways, because they're going to help mobilize our joint, bring that synovial fluid to the joint, help warm up the muscles and get them ready for activation. So the first movement that we'll do is I call the world's greatest stretch. So both hands inside of that forward foot, and I'm driving that back foot back as far as I can. And I should probably feel a stretch in my hips, maybe the hamstring, maybe the quad or the groin or something like that. And then from there, I'm going to take the hand that's closest to the leg, drive that elbow down as far as I can. So all the while, I'm going to be talking, but you should be breathing, right? And you're going to do about 5 to 10 reps on each side, and nice, big, full diaphragmatic breaths through the whole thing. And so driving that elbow down, keeping this hand here, keeping this foot here. I'm going to now reach that hand up nice and high. Bring that hand back down, place it there, and then this back foot, I'm going to drop actually to the heel. Once I drop it to the heel, I'm going to open up this hand up nice and high to the sky. Bring it back down, and I can drop to this knee, rock back, and I'm going to stretch that hamstring. Kind of nice and tall, reaching my hands forward, and then bring it back. Step, step, and now we'll go hit the other side. Elbow drives down. Drop that back heel. Drop that back knee down. Feeling that stretch in the hamstring. Pull that toe up, right? Try to drive that knee down as much as I can. Reach nice and far forward with my hands. Up nice and tall. Boom. And then I'm just going to hit it again, right? And I'll do 5 to 10 on each side there. Then I'm going to hop up, and I'm going to get into as wide of a stance as I can comfortably with a soft bend in my knees. Drop my hips down as low as I can go. And then I'm going to slide my hips off to the right-hand side or your left-hand side. As I slide, I'm going to drive through that back heel and really try to load into this glute. I'll probably feel a stretch on the inside of my leg there, which is great. And then I'm going to rotate and reach across with my hand. Then I'm going to rotate and reach across with my hand on the other side, and that'll feel maybe a little bit funky. I've got some stretching going on here. And then I'll reach over the top across, and over the top across on the other side, really opening up my entire body, upper body and lower body, for the work that's about to happen. And then I'm going to drop into the hip on the other side. As I drop in, I'm dropping into my heel as well, and then I'm going to reach across, reach across, reach over the top, reach over the top. And notice with each movement, as I was extending to the end range, I'm breathing out. And I'm not trying to take these big chest breaths and shoulder breaths. I'm trying to keep my shoulders down and back, keep my ribs down, keep my chest from flaring too much. And then the breath is going to come from my diaphragm, come from my belly. It's okay to have a big belly when you're breathing, right? This is going to automatically relax us and sort of bring us down and get us focused on our body, focused on our movements that we're going to do. So as you run through that, again, you're going to do about 5 to 10 on each side, and then we'll jump into the workout on whichever day that it is. Vertical wave. I'm trying to get my waves all the way to the anchor, and I want to use everything I can to make that happen. So I need to use my lower body's triple extension, as well as flexing back down or contracting back down into that deep squat position without losing fluidity and losing movement and dynamic movement. So I'm not going to go so deep that it's hard for me to get out of that deep squat. I'm going to go deep enough to create engagement, and then explosive enough up and out as I come through the upper body. So I'm pulling and pushing up, right? Chest, shoulder, bicep, even a little bit of tricep coming up, even upper back traps, right? And then engaging coming down. So abdominals are engaging, pec again engaging, tricep engaging, lats engaging as I'm coming down. So I'm using my entire upper body and arms and my entire lower body all the way through to my toes in this vertical wave with the full length of my battle rope. Vertical wave. Vertical wave. Vertical wave. Vertical wave. Lateral waves use speed and use distance, right? That rapid transverse plane or that rapid rotation to try to get my waves to go all the way down to the anchor. If they don't go all the way to the anchor, take a step back or take a couple steps back so that you can get those waves to go all the way down to the anchor. So the beauty of this movement, I'm gonna solidify in the frontal plane here. And then I'm gonna create rotation. I can create rotation out of my lower leg. I can create rotation out of my hip. I can create rotation out of my T-spine. I can even create a little bit of rotation out of my scapula and my shoulder. And I'm gonna try to rapidly go back and forth with that rotation, which is gonna hyper engage all of my abdominals, transverse abdominis, rectus abdominis, obliques, internal and external. So it's gonna hyper engage that, which is awesome. I like that feeling, as well as hyper engage my scapula, my pec, my shoulders, even bicep and tricep. Just try to send those waves all the way down to the end of the anchor in these lateral full-length waves. Lateral waves. Lateral waves. Lateral waves. Lateral waves. Gunslingers. So my goal is with one rep, trying to rip out as much power as possible, pull down as hard as possible so I shoot that wave all the way to the very end, to the anchor of this rope, of this 50-foot length, 1.5-inch rope, or if you're leveling up, that 2-inch rope or that 3-inch rope. And how I'm generating that power, I've got triple extension as I'm coming up, and then triple flexion as I come quickly down, and then that's gonna transfer through my strong vertical core, so think long spine, proud chest or wide shoulders, ribs down, abs engaged, and then forcefully driving scapular engagement, right? I'm bringing my scap up, I'm dropping it down, I'm retracting it, I'm engaging my lat, I'm powering up through my chest, through my shoulder, powering down through my tricep, through my lat in one swift movement, and then switch, boom, to the other side, and then I'm gonna shoot down that gunslinger, right? Just like I'm in the West. Gunslingers. 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 Full length body circles. I'm trying to go as deep as I can while still having control and power and speed. And then I'm trying to go up as high as I can and still having as much control, power, and speed up there as well. All the whole time, long spine, proud chest, ribs down, abs engaged, glutes engaged, right? Soft movement and explosive movement through the lower body, powering through in these circles, right? And the circles are gonna force frontal plane engagement, rotational engagement, as well as sagittal engagement. So we got all three planes of motion in that full body circle, all the way down the rope to the anchor, driving as hard as you can, as fast as you can while you're doing your set. Full length body. Full length body. Full length body. Full length body. All of the workouts have been done. All of the training has been done for the day. It's time to bring everything back down, find your center, find your grounding, and then take that step towards the day or towards the evening or whatever it is that you've got going on right now. So the first thing we want to make sure that we have is good breathing. So what we're going to do is we're going to put one hand on the chest, one hand on the belly. And then what I want to do, if I have a little bit of rise in my chest, that's fine, but it should be kind of we call a post rise. So it's going to rise after the belly rises. So I'm going to breathe in, expanding this hand, this belly, and then there might be a little bit of post rise where the chest kind of comes up. But what we want to keep from is this high stress breathing. And we might have experienced that in the workout as you were trying to recover or whatever. You know, a lot of people will put their hands up on their heads or their hands up in the air. I think a better position probably is on the hips or even down here. I know it's frowned upon in sports because it looks like you're giving up or something like that, but it actually helps generate a little bit more breath, a little bit more oxygen. It fills up your lungs a little bit better. But whatever you choose, whatever you chose, that's fine. The main goal now is to force it into the diaphragm or do these diaphragmatic breaths. So, and we're going to try to slow each breath down. Big breath in, slight pause. Bigger breath out, slight pause. And you'll go through about 10 of those breaths, just breathing deeply in. If you want to close your eyes, that's fine. Even laying down probably makes it a little bit better. You can really feel how your body is trying to control that breath, and you're trying to actually relax and then just drive it through that diaphragm. So then you keep the diaphragmatic breathing going, and we're going to go through the same warm-up exercises, but we're going to slow them down and just focus one rep and just try to maximize the stretch and the breathing in each of those reps and each of those positions. So we got world's greatest stretch, right? Both hands inside of that foot, driving back, and as I breathe in, diaphragmatic breath, breathe out. I'm trying to sink deeper into that position. And I'll do anywhere from 3 to 10 breaths in each position. If the position is tighter, I would highly, highly recommend, encourage, even challenge you to stay in that position a little longer. Breathe into that position a little bit longer. Then we sink down. Breathing into this position, again, 3 to 5 breaths. Breathing into this position, 3 to 5 breaths. Drop that back heel, open up on the other side. Breathing into that position, 3 to 5 breaths. Rocking back onto the knee. Breathing into this hamstring stretch, 3 to 5 breaths. And then you'll switch and you'll do the same thing on the other side, 3 to 5 breaths per position. Then we'll go up nice and tall. Again, dropping down, trying to get as wide as we can. And we're going to slide over into this kind of lateral lunge position. I'm going to try to drop down as deep as I can, as much mobility and range as I have. And then diaphragmatic breath, 3 to 5 reps here. Then I reach across. Diaphragmatic breath, 3 to 5 times. Reach across the other way. Diaphragmatic breath, 3 to 5 times. Reach over the top. Diaphragmatic breath. Reach over the top the other way, diaphragmatic breath, and then I slide over to the other side. 3 to 5 diaphragmatic breaths here. Really trying to extend your exhales as long as you can and drop, sinking deeper into each of these positions as a stretch with each of those extended exhales. And then I'm going to reach across, diaphragmatic breath, reach across the other way. Diaphragmatic breath, reach over the top. Diaphragmatic breath, reach over the top the other way. Diaphragmatic breath. At this point, you'll be way calm, way chill, very focused, and your brain will be kind of almost sparkling and feeling like this vividness because of all of the oxygenation of your body. And then you're ready to rock out the rest of your day or rock out the evening and then hit the day tomorrow nice and hard.